Everybody, it is week 11 here. It is Steelers week. We got a big game coming up in a few hours as I'm recording this. Everybody, look, it is 2 o'clock in the morning. I want us to get on here and do some more yapping about this Browns and DTR situation. Look, I already had a part one earlier in this week about why I thought the Browns are going to be fine with DTR and his defense for the rest of the season. This is just a part two right here. I wanted to get more on why I think the Browns are going to be just fine in this season with DTR. But look, this is being recorded before the game, but pretty close to the game. So if you guys are watching this video after the Browns got that W, or if they got the W, because there's a chance that they lost, put a W in the chat if they got the W, and if they lost, put nothing because I don't want to see that. But everybody, hey, we got some stuff to talk about here because I want to do some more yapping. I want to get into more why, and really a part two for this channel of why I think the Browns are going to be just fine with DTR at the helm and what they really have around him. Everybody, this is what I want to point out, and I'll have some parallels here to kind of correspond with this. But here is what the Browns offense is really going to turn into this year with DTR at the helm. The Browns are going to be a more methodical offensive team with DTR like they were with Baker. And knowing they'll have to resort to being that type of offense and knowing they've had success with it before with Kevin Stefanski, but with some added elements to this team and knowing Kevin Stefanski is good with working with quarterbacks like DTR that he has to kind of manage like he did with Baker and like he did with Kirk Cousins in 2019 and like he has done with so many other times. I feel so confident with this Browns team, not only because of this parallel, but another parallel, but with what we have on this team. Like I said, everybody, the Browns are going to become a more methodical team with DTR like they were with Baker. They're going to lean on the short passing game. They're going to take over with their run game, take advantage in play action, and they will take their time to move the ball down the field and become a more methodical offense. And here's where the video takes a turn. Here's where it is less about DTR and more about those dogs on the other side of the ball in Cleveland, everybody. Locked down on the lake. This becomes about the Browns' defense, everybody. The Browns can be so comfortable with becoming a methodical offense because their defense puts less pressure on them to be less methodical. That's all it is, everybody. That's why I feel so confident in the Browns offense being who they are. Not only because they have good skill position players on that offense, not only because they have the head coach and offensive line that they have, but because the defense is going to help them out and put less pressure on them to be this offense that has to sling it all over the yard because their defense is going to put them in positions where the opposing offense isn't going to have much success scoring or moving the football because this defense is that good. The less frequently the opposing offense scores, the less frequently our offense will have to score. And the defense is going to put the Browns in that position. And when you put yourself in that position, it allows you to move the ball more methodically. It allows you to move and having confidence in keeping the ball for a long time and scoring and feeling like it'll pay off because your defense will hold up their end of the bargain. And they've proven that so many times this year. Knowing this, knowing that the 2020 Browns were able to kind of win doing this, but without a defense, win with a run game, win with some skill position players, win with your head coach managing your quarterback. But this team have the defense, have better skill position players that you have in Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, David Njoku, Marquise Goodwin, Cedric Tillman, if you want to throw those guys in. Obviously, you don't have Nick Chubb, but the Browns still have the number 3 ranked run game in the league. I just feel so good that this team has equipped DTR in the right position to be a game manager. He has the right things around him. It looks like the 2020 formula. Run the ball well. You have better skill position players. You have a coach that can manage your quarterback, but you also have another added element. That is your defense, and that'll put DTR in the correct position to win, everybody. And like I said, Kevin Stefanski is a specialist at getting the most out of pedestrian quarterbacks, everyone. But I have another parallel. I have another parallel for this team. I feel like they're about to become the 2022 49ers, and DTR could look something, maybe a little less, but at least something like last year's Brock Purdy. The Browns have a late drafted quarterback with potential, and he has good surroundings. He has a pretty nice offensive line, a good run game, a good quarterback managing coach, solid passing weapons. And the Browns really have a good defense like the 49ers, but I would say have a better defense than the 49ers. And that says a lot about the Browns defense just because, look, hey, that 49ers defense last year was really good, but I would say the Browns have a better secondary, and I feel like their pass rush and their run defense could be a little bit maybe considered more scary than that 49ers defense was last year. But I just feel like in this situation, DTR is in the best position to become just good enough for this team. He's in the best position to just be that game manager that this team needs because of what is around him, and mainly because of this defense. And it makes me feel so good and so confident that this team has parallels for me to put up against them, to compare them to, and know that they have